side two of Florence burns. Can you tell me about the woolen mill?
Well, when I used to go back and forth to Byfield on those cars, the mills were in great operation then. It seemed that everybody in Byfield worked in the mills.
Were they noisy?
The woolen.
Yeah, when you went by them, were they noisy?
What do you mean, the
machinery? Did it make a lot of noise?
Well, no, it was a great big mill.
Yes.
And it was set back down in. You know where that priest lives down
Yes.
there? Well, the mill was sort of right in there.
Uh-huh.
And people used to come and buy blankets and get them very reasonable. Real woolen blankets.
Oh.
And, they'd get on and off the cars as we wouldn't buy. But everybody, it was mostly Italian immigration at that time.
Yes.
And they're all Italians. And when we would get on the electric cars up here at Governor Dummer, there would be 3 of us, and probably the Boyntons lived over here. There might be half a dozen. By the time we got to the woolen mills, that electric car was loaded with all the Italian children from the mill, the children of those immigrants. But
They spoke Italian?
They did. They got on that car.
Did you pick any Italian up?
No, but they still learned English. They were smart.
Mm-hmm.
And
are there any of the Italian woolen mill workers left in town?
no, I don't think so. No, I think they would all be grown up.
I mean, none of the children or grandchildren?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Now, you mentioned Mr. Boynton. Was that Moody Boynton?
Yes.
Well, now, we're trying to find out a little bit about his monorail. Do you remember anything about how Moody Boynton invented a monorail?
Well, he invented it, and then he took the patent to Washington, and there was some hitch. Somebody stole it, or something. They double-crossed him in some way, and he lost out on it.
Did you ever see the monorail?
No,
No.
but I knew him very well.
Well, what was he like?
He was a tall man. He used to ride a bicycle, and he used to wear he had a beard, Van Dyke, and he wore a jacket with tails, always had a black jacket with tails, and he was always ready for an argument.
Oh.
And he would argue, and he lived over here. Do you know where the house is?
Yes.
And he had his wife and here's a question, and 3 boys. And the 3 boys practically lived here to be fed.
Why?
They were always hungry.
Oh, she didn't feed them very well.
I guess
Maybe
so.
they liked the farm life.
No, they just liked to come over, and once in a while, one of them would come over here and work, help.
Uh-huh.
But they were nice boys, and they grew up, and they did one. Solon, the oldest one, is dead now. And he married a very rich woman. And then Paul was the head of the some department in Bridgewater High School down in Connecticut. And Gordon is in Boston, and he's a representative, and he's quite well up in the world.
Wonderful.
Yes, they were nice boys. They were well brought up. They were very manly. They didn't have much to eat, but they all had a bicycle.
Did you have a lot of hijinks here on Halloween? I've heard that back in the old days, people were real devilish.
Well, they were not bad.
I didn't mean those boys. I meant
mean,
just. I've heard that people used to hang up wagons on barns and.
Well, they never bothered us. No, we never had any trouble. No, the only trouble we would have might be something would happen amongst ourselves, but I just don't remember what it would be.
Did most of your social activity fun center around the church or the farm, or did you belong to, say, the Grange? Or?
No, it was mostly around the farm, yeah. Because once we got home from school, we were home.
And working.
Yeah.
And working.
We probably have something to do.
Yeah.
Have a job to do. And at night we'd have to study, and of course every night we were allowed to go out and go coasting until 10 o'clock.
And no television those days.
No, no. I might as well not have any now because I never use it.
That's right. Yes.
Are you television?
You used to read a lot, I bet.
Yeah, oh, we read and read and read. I have a bookcase I want to show you before you go. I can't think of anything that was really much that do. We did a lot of things. Life was interesting, and life went on. It was very active, but you couldn't pick out one thing. It was busy, busy, busy.
Mm-hmm.
There was always something doing. We had lots of company.
From out of town or friends?
People would come on the electric cars and visit. It was a nice ride out into the country and spend the Sunday afternoon, stay for supper, and take probably 9 or 10 o'clock and take the car home. That was it. Every Sunday there was somebody here.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
We really never got lonesome. Don't get lonesome.
That's wonderful.
Somebody coming all the time. Now this girl's coming to take me to dinner today.
Yes, happy birthday. You did. Tell me about the Gunlow.
Well, years and years ago, I don't remember, but they used to have, it's like a flatboat, and they call it a gunlow. And they used to, the people who used to salt hay down, way down at Plum Island, would load the hay on the gunlow, and they would bring it up the river on the incoming tide. That's the only way they could get it up here.
Yes.
There's no motor.
Yes.
And they had these oars somehow in the back that they would steer with. Well, when they got it up here, Middle Road, do you know where they call the slip?
No, I don't.
Well, you know what those bridges?
Yes.
Well, it's back this way. And when I was a little kid, there used to be the remains of the slip was there, a wooden dock.
A wooden dock.
Like a
That
wooden
would
walk.
be between Thurlow's Bridge.
You know where
and
the
Route
woods
1.
are?
Yes.
Well, just this back a little ways from the woods.
Uh-huh.
And they would have teams there, oxen, and they would unload the hay from the gunlow on it and take it home to their houses. And that was it. Then, when the tide was going out, the gunlow wouldn't float down the river to where they wanted it again. Then they would reload on an incoming tide, but they had to, they say time and tide waits for no man. Well, everything, many things around here were governed by the tide.
Yes.
The salt hay is, the work on the salt hay is governed by the tide. It's governed by the moon, you know,
Yes,
the full
yes,
moon
yes.
and the new moon.
Yes.
They have the high run of tides and they quit.
Yes.
But in between, then they have 2 weeks, 10 days of salt hay work. Because there's no tide on the marsh.
Yes, I understand.
You understand?
Yes, I understand. Wonderful.